Hi everyone, Lee with Matrix. I wanted to do a very quick video on how to tie your belt. I've been having people ask, mostly parents ask, how to go ahead and tie your belt. I'm going to show you two ways to tie your belt. The first way is a very good knot. It stays secure and it doesn't come undone very easily. It's the one that I typically use. The second way, although it is easier to tie, it comes undone a lot more. The good part about that is it's easy to tie, so even though it comes undone more, you'll be able to tie it very easily, okay? So what I'm gonna do, and this is a long belt, a longer belt than I need for demonstration purposes, all right? But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just put this around my waist, and in my right hand, I have one end of the belt, and I'm gonna thread the top part over it just like this, and I'm going to thread it around my body just like this, okay? Thread it around until I get two ends just like this. I have one that's over the top and one that's underneath the bottom, okay? Now, when I get to here, I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit, okay? There we go. And as you can see, I have one piece of the belt that's completely over the top and one that's underneath the bottom, all right? The piece of belt that's over the top, I'm going to thread it underneath, just like this, underneath both, and you have this very simple tie here, okay? The end of the belt that's in my right hand now, I'm going to thread it through both belts, right through the middle, just like that. And I'm gonna leave this loop right here. The end of belt that's in my left hand, I'm gonna thread it through the loop and also through the middle of the two belts, just like this. So you kind of have this pretzel looking arrangement just like this, and when you pull the belt tight, you get this knot, just like that. Again, this is a very secure knot. It doesn't come undone very easily, and I find when I use this knot, my belt doesn't come undone very often. This is the knot I prefer. I'm gonna do it one more time, okay? So, I take this belt, put it around my waist. In my right hand, I have the end of the belt, and I'm going to thread it underneath everything else and circle it around my body. There you go. So you can see here I have the end of the belt, and I'm going to keep circling it until these ends are just about even. And you can tighten it as you go, but now I have a piece in my right hand that is over the top of everything and a belt in my left hand that is underneath everything, okay? The piece of belt that is over the top, I'm going to thread it underneath for my first tie. Pull that tight, okay? Now, the end of belt that is in my right hand, I'm going to thread it through in between the two belts, and I'm gonna leave a loop right here. I'm going to take the other end, which is in my left hand, thread it through the loop and through the middle of both belts, just like that. So you have this pretzel configuration. From here, I'm going to pull it tight, and you're gonna get this type of knot right here. Again, a very secure knot. It doesn't come undone very easily, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you the simple way to tie the belt. Again, even though it's very simple, it comes undone a lot, okay? The only good part about that is it can be tied very quickly. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this belt, put it around my waist in a double wrap until I have two relatively even ends, just like this, okay? The end that's in my right hand, I'm gonna put it over the belt in my left hand so I have this. And then I'm gonna thread that through the middle, just like that, okay? Now I have two ends. The end that's in my left hand, I'm gonna put it over the end in my right hand, thread it through the middle, tie it tight. There's your simple tie. Very, very easy to do. Doesn't take very long, but it's not a very secure knot. This knot is gonna come undone very easily, but it can be tied very easily, okay? I'm gonna do this one more time. Put the belt around my waist until I have two relatively even ends. The end that's in my right hand, I put it over the left hand belt. I thread that piece through the middle, tie it tight. Now I have two even ends. The end that's in my left hand, I put it over the right end and thread that one through, pull it tight. There's your simple tie. So I hope this is helpful. Again, I do recommend the first tie. That one's a lot better. It doesn't come undone as much, but as long as you can tie your belt one of these two ways, that's fine with me.